Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Nerdpocalypse podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah. He's back.
Hi. Yeah, I'm back.
How much gray hair you got in that beard, buddy?
I cut some of it and I shaped it up and styled it to try and get rid of a little bit of it because it's there. It ain't going nowhere.
Coming in fast and furious, I'm sure. Good. Destroy him. That's my message to those two young boys. Destroy him. This is your job. And of course, Terrence is back as well.
What's up?
All right, so this is the first time the three of us have done a show, probably almost in like over a year, about a year. Think so?
Something like that.
I think you jumped on like 4 or 5 months ago, and then like never to be heard from again, and then you're back. So like an official return. I think it's been like about a year. So it's good.
It's been like 6 shows since I've been back.
Yeah, look at you, man.
Well, we're fucked up because we have all kind of fucking audio issues. Did you listen to that Dance Pixels?
I have not listened to the
Micah?
latest episode.
Micah, have you listened to any of
The
them?
latest episode? The latest episode?
Not the latest one. The one before.
Oh, I boycotted the latest episode because
they fucked me
to
over.
be on it. And they were like,
white folk.
"Oh, we already did it!" Like, what the fuck?
I was like,
Yo.
that's pretty fucked up. 2 white people, they just did their own shit. That's foul.
Yeah.
I like how you looked into the camera to say that. Fuck you, Brad. And Carrie, specifically. All right, but we are back.
I did listen to the previous one, and it sounded like you were. It sounded like y'all were talking through one
Wild delay. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
that's
like a 5-second delay.
that's why we canceled that same week's episode of TNP. It wasn't because Michael wasn't here. It's because Terrence and I couldn't stop laughing at the fact that it was like a 6-second delay in the middle of a conversation. It was fucking ridiculous. Okay. It was like, you know what? This is there's no point of this. All right, let's get right into checked out. All of us have seen Netflix's The Gray Man. I know what Terrence thinks, so I will. I'll jump to you, Micah. What are your thoughts on The Gray Man?
This is my kind of nonsense. Story. What is that? What is that? Right?
Okay.
What is a story?
Okay.
What is a story?
That was pretty much Terrence and I's review as well. Like, where is it? Where is the story?
Right. Who needs story when you've got the Ken doll and Captain America fucking Hydra Cap fighting for no reason and getting away from danger and letting each other live and getting into fistfights when a gun could pretty much solve anything.
Yep.
It was an excuse to have a bunch of action scenes with a very, very loosely thrown together story. I wasn't expecting much. And I went in with my expectations firmly planted into the ground. And it was fine. It was fine. It was very schlocky. I was out very early. I was like, oh, I cannot take this seriously. When during the airplane scene. I was like, oh, is this what we're doing? is we're just having the end of Black Widow and the beginning of this movie? Okay, let's just shut our brains off and have a good time. And I did. It was fine.
Yeah, a lot of these sentiments are shared with the two of us, which was like, what story? Like that story was basically non-existent. It was literally just a means to an end to get to the shooting. It was fine. Like for me, it's fine. I was gonna do a formal review. Like I had already done all the artwork for YouTube and everything else. I was like, I don't give a shit. Like I spent like 20 minutes working. I was like, I don't even care anymore. It's fine.
I didn't like it.
You didn't straight up.
I didn't like it. Like I was just like, the action is cool, right? But like I've seen this before,
right?
And like I've seen this before with characters that I actually care about. I ain't give a fuck about anybody in this movie.
Like quite literally, one of the same actors.
Right. I'm like, I don't care about anybody in this movie. Like I said, like I told Jay, my favorite part was the part when he shot that dude in the tram from the reflection on the window. Like, that's the most clever thing I saw in the entire movie. And that was a split second.
Yeah.
The rest of it, I'm just like, okay.
The movie did something that I can't stand when movies do, right? The movie knows that what it's doing is ridiculous, and so one of the characters comments on it, but like that doesn't absolve the movie from not being dumb, yo. Like when he's handcuffed to a bench, right, in Prague or whatever, and they have literally the PMCs and cops and rocket launchers and bazookas and light machine guns and just everybody. I mean, it's just everything is blowing up around him, and Sierra 6 doesn't get hit, and fucking Lloyd Banks or whatever the fuck his name is.
That's a wildly different movie.
And I'm like, no, movie, no, you don't get to call out your own bullshit. Okay, like if you're gonna play around in bullshit, like just wallow in it, right?
Yeah,
don't be like, oh, well, isn't this stupid? I'm playing in bullshit, blah blah blah, but you're still playing in it, yo. Like, nah, yo, in for a penny, in for a pound of bullshit is what I say.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I did think the action sequences were largely pretty cool. It just felt like, especially the Prague scene, which was very good. Like that action sequence was very good. It just felt like the highway, or like the scene in Winter Soldier. Like when he gets knocked into the bus, he quite literally is running through the bus with a shield as they're shooting. I was like, this is the exact same scene. I was like, like all they did was just they quite literally had Chris Evans playing the Winter Soldier. They were like, use a knife to try to murder the hero. I was like, oh, I've seen this scene before. Like, and then they have a knife fight. Like, it was the same thing, which is fine. But I did kind of expect a little bit more out of them. I didn't want just a rehash of the cooler parts of Winter Soldier. But yeah, it was fine. It was fine. Like we'll talk more about it. There's a sequel that's been greenlit. I'll watch it, but I'm not like, whoa, I can't wait. Like I could wait. Like I could wait. Like if I compare this as the Netflix actioner with Chris Evans versus the Netflix actioner starring Chris Hemsworth wins. Extinction was a Extraction, excuse me, was a way better movie. I mean, again, story, it's not really why you're there, but the action was fucking
because it was directed by a fucking stuntman.
Yeah, it was just fucking balls to the wall.
Dope. He was like, I'm just going to go all out. Yeah, that movie was dope. I also hated Reggaeton, whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah,
I hated
Reggaeton.
I hated it.
Yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? Reggaeton Page or something like that?
Yeah.
Reggaeton
I'm like,
Page.
what are you doing?
Yeah, he played a real prick.
Yo, stop saying every British person could be a good James Bond, yo. Just stop it. Just stop it. He's not going to be a good James Bond. Like he won't.
No,
he wouldn't be. No, I don't think so. One, he's too young. Two, he's too pretty. James Bond is not pretty. James Bond has confidence. Okay. and James Bond oozes machismo. Reggaeton Page does not ooze machismo. Right.
Like he was trying to. He failed miserably in this fucking movie. I'm like, yo, shut up. I feel like I could smack you right now, yeah.
I mean,
I couldn't stand it.
I mean, he was supposed. I mean, in fairness to him, he's supposed to be hated, and it's like that worked.
I mean, mission accomplished, but like it wasn't because of his character. I just hated the acting he was doing.
Yeah, he had go away heat. This movie was a too serious version of what was that Michael Bay movie for Netflix with Ryan Gosling?
Oh, Six Underground?
Yeah, this movie was a way too serious version of that.
Yeah, I definitely had more fun with Six Underground.
Yeah, but I had way more fun with it. So yeah, get fucking crazy, get stupid, great man.
Yeah, like look, this is a dub. That's what this is. This is a fucking dub. Like I'm good. Again, I'll see the sequel, but much like this one, it'll take me 3.5 hours to watch. Like I was just like,
it took me pretty much the entire afternoon.
Yeah. Like if I'm really into a movie, like because I'm generally watching it while I'm like working or whatever. But like if a movie is really interesting, it pulls my attention and keeps it, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta pause because I'm watching this too much and I'm not doing what I should be doing. But that was not the case. I was like, I would rather be working than seeing some of these scenes. So like, yeah, it just did not blow me away. All right. I assume this is Micah. You watched Green Lantern. Is this the new animated movie?
Yeah, it's the new animated
Oh, I didn't know it was up.
Yeah, it's out. It's not really worth your time. It's fine, but it's a little predictable, particularly if you know a little bit about Green Lantern, which I guess I can't really knock the movie for that. But Aldous Hodge gives like a very, very up and down performance. He just doesn't seem like he's feeling comfortable, especially when he has to say the oath. And again,
that's kind of the important part. Jesus.
I mean, and again, this movie, he says the oath, and he's just like, "What kind of hokey dumb shit is this?" Right? I get it, but like, this
that's the hope.
Like,
right.
This is the thing, right? This is, you said the Pledge of Allegiance in school when you were a child. It was hokey dumb shit, but you said it, right? So like, say it was gusto.
What is it with these black actors not wanting to say the catchphrase in these DC movies? Like, they want to say booyah, booyah. Like that's not.
What voice was he using? Like
who? Aldous Hodge?
Yeah, was he doing his What was it? What character did he play in on One Night in Miami?
Oh, he was Jim Brown.
Jim Brown, was he doing the Jim Brown voice?
Nah, he wasn't doing the Jim Brown voice. He was doing his "I'm here to get a paycheck" voice.
And Jim, we normally don't let niggas in the house. Like, wait, I'm sorry, what? Wild life, Jesus.
Which is sad because like that guy's a good actor.
Yeah, he is actually. He actually is.
But acting and voice acting are different. They're cousins, but they're not the same. Especially like Nolan North is in this. And like Nolan North is like the king of like voice actors. Yeah.
Is he playing the Joker?
No, he plays someone that is not advertised on the marketing. Okay. Jimmy Simpson is Green Arrow, and it's like Jimmy Simpson watched Justice League Unlimited, and whoever that voice actor was for Green Arrow, he's trying to mimic it. But
I like that. I like that Green Arrow.
But again, he doesn't really. It doesn't. Something's off with it. It's not, and it doesn't feel like a Jon Stewart story. It feels like it's set in the Tomorrowverse, right? So with that particular art style,
yeah.
But like the Justice League have been established.
Wait, what?
Exactly.
Like they're not though.
they are apparently. The Watchtower is built. Like,
yo, pick a lane, pick a lane.
So it just, this one isn't that great. So
that's a bummer. I was actually looking forward to that one.
If you're a completionist, go ahead. But if not, like, don't worry about it.
All right. I mean, I don't feel like I am. So
no, you're not a completionist.
No. I think I'm out. All right, topics this week.
The Gray Man. It's getting a sequel. Wait, did I miss one? No, I didn't. The Gray Man is getting a sequel. Because apparently, look, this is a book series.
Yes.
So the
fact that Amazon didn't pick this up is crazy. Like,
I'm actually surprised. And I'm a little disappointed because
they would have fucking crushed it.
Yeah, I feel like they would have nailed it.
Yeah, dude. Well, all of their books are.
All their books. This? No, I know their books. I know all of the things that you do as far as books go. They nail it, but like it's the same production. Like they would have given them the money, but wouldn't have been the same production.
You're saying if the Russos did it? Yeah, probably not. But like, I guess maybe they're better at like long drawn stories. Drawn out stories more so than.
Yeah, because that Michael B. Jordan. Without remorse.
Without remorse. No.
Yeah. I had a lot of remorse. After spending 2 hours watching that movie.
Yeah. No, I didn't like that movie at all.
Nah, I didn't really care for it. So the it's getting a sequel, which I guess is not really a big surprise, especially when Tyler Rake is getting a sequel. Even though he got shot in the fucking neck.
Told you he was coming back.
Yeah,
You did. Gonna kill that white man. You can't. He got shot in the neck and fell in a pool and died and came back. Okay.
This is I forgot this movie got a theatrical release.
Yeah,
for a week.
Yeah, it's a week before it came out on Netflix.
To win an Oscar.
Fucking
So they could be in the Oscar contention, guys. For an Oscar.
okay.
Boy, I'd have been mad, boy.
Yeah, if you bought tickets for this, you fools. Do that.
But look, I okay. I mean, I don't know if I'll watch a second one. Like, there's got to be nothing going on for me to just kind of. You know what? I probably am.
Yeah, this is a militaristic shenanigans.
I like this. I like this stupid shit, man.
Yeah, I know you do. Have you watched the Terminal List yet? I feel like that's right up your alley.
I have not watched it yet, but it's on the list of things to watch because I don't pretend to hate Chris Pratt because it's the popular thing to do.
Yeah, no, it's the in thing, man. All the cool kids are doing it. I don't give a shit. Although I heard the Terminal List is not great.
I heard that's not great either.
Yeah, but not because of him. Like, I just heard it was like, this is not good. It's not good.
Yeah.
All right, Gray Man 2. Grayer.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, I guess.
Yep.
Next up,
put this one in for you.
Will WWE sell? Moguls may eye powerhouse brand as Vince McMahon retires. So yes, the big news and the biggest news in modern professional wrestling history. And I say that with absolutely no hyperbole.
Yeah, that's true.
The biggest wrestling news
40 years.
Right. Vince McMahon retired. Now, we all thought that guy would fucking die in the gorilla position with a headset on, screaming at Michael Cole. Right? It's just been his thing. He's put so much.
No, that's how it would have happened if the nigga wasn't a fucking
right. If he wasn't a
billionaire,
perv, right?
You know.
So this dude retired, and there's a lot of like wrestling, like the wrestling community is just all up in arms, right? Like it's very interesting. Like the most interesting thing about wrestling is none of the wrestling.
Yeah, it's all the background.
It's all the back end. Like this is like neckbeard Game of Thrones, dude. Like it is
good.
All the different shit back and forth. It's just fucking great. So people are starting to wonder: is the WWE going to sell? Like there have been rumors that the WWE was going to sell for a while. And, you know, Disney was kind of bandied about, and Fox before they, you know, before they fucking died. NBC. But I don't.
NBC fucking sheen on Raw. Okay, good. Overproduced schlock.
I mean, they're on. Aren't they?
They're on USA. Like,
oh boy.
Oh, they're back on US? Oh, wait. So, no, they've always been. I thought they left USA. No, Friday Night SmackDown is on Fox, right?
Yeah. SmackDown is on Fox, and Raw is on USA. And I can't imagine what the WWE would look like under literally anyone else. No. It's already very like not cartoony, but it isn't what it was, right? Back 20, 30 years ago. And I'm not one of those people that like longs for that shit. Like I don't long for like 90s era wrestling, because like 90s era wrestling was a fucking problem. Like, it was a fucking problem.
I love the Attitude Era, but that shit is unacceptable. Like 90% of it is wildly unacceptable.
It really is, man. It really is. Yeah. Like you ain't never going back to us for the simple fact that like women have agency now in wrestling.
Like, yeah, no, that was not a thing back. Like I remember when the Divas started. That shit was a joke just to get horny dudes to look at boobs. Like that shit wasn't real women, real wrestlers who were women. No, it was just like you like Trish Stratus's ass and was like, I do, and then they were like, bring her out. Like, and she could like wrestle a little bit, but like now, like women's wrestling is like taken quite seriously. Like people have like real fan bases and shit like that. I think that's awesome, but like. Nah, not in the Attitude Era. That was the titty era. Are you kidding me? Like that shit was fucking wild. Degeneration X? Jesus Christ.
The fucking the nation of domination where it's just a bunch of niggas with black and kente cloth and shit.
Yeah, you not gonna have that on TV, yeah.
And they were dangerously close. They were dangerously close to just being like fuck white people, so they had to bring in Owen Hart because like,
right.
Whoa, we can't let these guys be racist, guys. Like we can't do that.
I mean, nothing is better than that clip of that white boy throwing up the fist. Who a lot of people don't know this. That white boy grew up to be Andy. Like a lot of people don't know.
There's a YouTube channel that's going through the Monday Night Wars, every single episode of the Monday Night Wars, and it's on like episode 115 now. Nigga, WWE like both shows were out of control.
What?
Like in like 97.
What is that? What is that? Raw versus WCW you're talking about?
Yeah, WCW versus WWE or F at the time.
Yeah,
he's switching back and forth between is like doing commentary over like the different matches. Yo, they were out of control. Like
it's a wild era. And then like you couple that with like ECW at that time too was absolutely fucking out of control. Like like nah, yo, this is it's a fun era to look back upon. Like not to want to actually revisit.
Don't bring that back.
No, you don't need it.
Are they supposed to be doing like PG-13 now?
Yeah, they're supposed to be. The rumors they're going back to PG-14. But
what,
like that.
What are they now? What do they know?
They're PG, right? They're PG.
Okay.
Which is which PG-14. I doubt it because you know how they made all their money being PG. Like
that's how
internet wrestling. Right, internet wrestling people like they want like a more adult product because like they're mostly man children, right?
Right.
But like they don't care. The WWE doesn't care about you. They care about your little brother or your little sister.
The money.
And right, they care about money.
I mean, it's the same with the MCU.
Same right, movies. Like, yo, you're not gonna get. You might get like some hardcore R-rated MCU movies. It's gonna be a one-off. You ain't gonna get a bunch of them, right?
No. Here's Blade.
Deadpool 3. Right. Here's Blade
and Deadpool.
Maybe. Right.
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, possibly.
But yeah, you're not getting a huge amount of them.
Yeah, you're not getting that back. So look, bottom line, I do not think the WWE is going to sell anytime soon. I can't see Disney buying them, seeing as how they already have their I don't know their financials, but they spent a whole lot of money getting a couple of really, really popular properties. And I cannot see them buying wrestling, right? Like that doesn't even make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense for them.
Wrestling is an entirely different beast. Like you have to know what the fuck you're doing.
The big company I could see buying it because they could throw a ton of money at it is Amazon. I could see that. Like because they seem to, when they do acquire things like this, they seem to just be like, who are the talent who were already there running it? We just own it now and we'll just pump money into it. Like you just keep doing your thing. Like I could see that where they would let like Triple H or whoever still run it. But like you report up kind of thing, and like here's money, because you got to like all the travel budgets and all that other shit. Like there's a lot. Look, if you're gonna buy, honestly, the first thing, if you're gonna buy this company, you want to ingratiate yourself to all your new employees. Make those wrestlers employees and give them insurance. Give them health insurance.
Yeah.
That would be a real fuck you to Vince McMahon, to be like, look, what, Amazon don't have the money? Like these guys are your stars and they beat the shit out of each other. You can afford it. You can afford it. Like, all right.
How does AEW do that? Do they have a healthcare?
No, they're independent. No, they're independent contractors. They're independent contractors.
So no federation gives their
I don't think so.
contract.
Because
damn.
I mean, besides,
I know. I didn't know. I thought it was just like a WWE thing. If it was like a secondary, damn, that's fucked up.
Nah. That's not cost prohibitive. That's cost prohibitive.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna give you health insurance. Now go bash your brains in with this chair.
Like, I'm not paying for that. No. But I mean, I guess that besides WWE, all the other wrestling organizations, they run pretty thin as far as like profit margins, right? Like that's why they fail all the time. It's like, oh, here's Ring of Honor, and then it's like, it's gone, right? Like not specifically Ring of Honor, but any of these small ones. So I'd have to imagine that's okay, that was it.
Ring of Honor died, and then the owner of AEW bought it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's another thing that like the internet wrestling community is like, yeah, now Tony Khan can buy WWE. Shut up. Just shut up, yo. Just shut up.
Wait. They think the guy who owns AEW is going to buy WWE?
Yeah.
With what money? You know how much money the WWE is going to be worth? Get the fuck out of here.
Now look, they are rich. They are like incredibly rich, right? Like, well, that dude's dad owns a soccer club and the Jaguars.
Jesus.
Like,
okay. Let me shut the fuck up. Never mind. That's a lot of money.
They're incredibly rich. I can't imagine that his dad is dumb. So I can't imagine that he's just going to throw good money after bad when his son is just kind of, trying to figure out how to run his own promotion. And then they just bought Ring of Honor. So...
yeah.
But yeah, no. And look, here's another reason why I think WWE ain't going nowhere anytime soon. Yo, they still got to deal with Saudi Arabia, yo. Like,
is there like a long-term contract with them?
It was like 10 or 15 years.
Oh, nigga.
Yo,
that's how you know Vince McMahon don't give a fuck about nothing. He don't care about it. Get the money. Oh, did they chop up a journalist? Look, I don't even like journalists. I ain't hear that shit. Anyway, keep going.
So yeah, WWE ain't going nowhere anytime soon, because if somebody got to buy that and then honor the deal that with Saudi Arabia, they ain't no company trying to do that shit.
No, that's fucked up. But they do say in this article that Vince McMahon is still the he owns more shares than anyone else.
Yeah.
So
he does.
He's not going anywhere. I mean, look, yeah, he's retiring, but what you think just because he's retiring, he's not going to be pulling the strings? Perhaps he'll have a press conference where he brings out a bunch of folders with empty white sheets of paper in it and tells you how he's signing away control of the company, and people will believe him. Right.
I mean, you're not that far off.
No, they're fucking friends. Those two assholes are friends.
I mean, like when this news first came out of his like impropriety and his really fucked up shit, like the first thing he did was he came out on fucking SmackDown just to be like, "Hey everybody, it's me, Vince McMahon, and we in this together, right?"
Keep subscribing.
He said, then, now, together, forever. Like, all right.
No, my nigga, no. It was you. Like, it was you grabbing your employee's titty. It was not me, Vince. It was not me. I was not there with you. It was not. It was not my footsteps that you saw on the beach when you needed help. Get the fuck out of here.
And then you remember, oh shit, yeah, this dude is friends with Donald Trump. Like
these
old fucking white billionaires are one billionaire and one millionaire.
Yeah.
They really are cut from the same fucking cloth, man.
I mean, look, never forget, Linda McMahon quite literally worked in the Trump administration. She was head of the small business administration, which actually made sense because like she had a lot of actual experience. But the WWE is no longer a small business. Good Lord, no.
Yeah.
But they did build it up.
Small business for years.
Yeah, but in fairness, they built it up. I mean, they did what they had to do. Look, I mean, I have a lot of respect for McMahon from like building it to what it is, but like Vince McMahon has always come off as a creep. Like he's always come off as a super creep. So I'm not shocked by.
He had a storyline where his daughter was pregnant by him.
Wait. What?
You remember that storyline, Mike?
I do. It wasn't.
It didn't happen, but he was going to make that a storyline that he got his daughter pregnant back in like the 90s. In the late 90s.
And then his daughter was like, no. And then he said, well, what about if your brother was your the baby daddy? I'm like, nigga, what are you doing?
Nigga's a weirdo.
That's unacceptable. I mean, in fairness, he did parade his daughter around pretty heavily in a very sexual manner for a decent amount of the Attitude Era. Like,
I mean, not really. And then she got like breast implants.
Yeah, okay. This is what I'm talking about.
All right. Jericho was like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
Yeah, it was like, "Oh, hello."
Like, change. Man, the fucking Attitude Era, Jesus Christ.
So is Triple H likely? I saw something about him being head of creative. So I guess that's as high as he's gonna go, right? Because he's been doing what AEW or not AEW? What's the
he was
he was doing NXT. Then he had NXT. Like a heart attack or some shit. And
I wonder why.
And then when he was gone, they just changed NXT from like this very serious, like underground professional wrestling thing to literally like, let's just throw color on the logo and see what sticks. And let's bring back like gimmicks, right? Like the old NXT had like wrestlers, and the new NXT has like a Chicago gangster and a girl with narcolepsy and
what?
Yeah, like
she falls asleep during the match.
Nigga, she comes through the ring in pajamas, yo. Like,
all right.
Whose idea is it? Like,
that sounds like a Vince idea.
I think it was a Vince McMahon idea.
But did he not like the actual wrestling?
Nah, fuck that.
He's an old man, and his glory days were in the 80s and 90s, where everybody who was a wrestler had a day job. So it's like, well, I made a lot of money doing that, and he's got a weird sense of humor, yo. Like he's a weird dude. He's a weird dude. You're not allowed to sneeze in front of that guy because sneezing is involuntary and a sign of weakness to him. Like, what the fuck?
It's involuntary, dude. Like it's
not for you. For you, weak at your punk ass.
Like you said, he don't sneeze. Every time he goes to sneeze, he just grabs one of his secretary's asses as they walk by. Like, oh, well, almost got me.
There's a story that the man didn't know what a fucking burrito was, yo. Like,
all right. He's a wild dude, man. He is a fucking wild
weird
dude.
Man. He's fucking weird.
I would have liked to see that fucking Netflix movie, but they like canned that right after he just got accused of that 14.
Yeah, that guy's got a weird fucking story, man. Like he was abused is by his mother and shit, and the dude's weird. He went to military school. God, I really need to read a book about that guy, man.
Yeah, the book When He Dies is going to be the better book. Right when he can't financially fight it. Nah, that's the one you want. Written by Bret Hart. Fuck Vince McMahon. That's the name of my book.
With a foreword by CM Punk.
Yeah, CM Punk hates that nigga.
Yeah, he does. There's probably nobody happier than those two guys to hear about him retiring. Like, yeah, good. Fuck off.
I hope that the product gets better because he's going. Because like from what I see, How long has Roman Reigns been the champion? For like 2 years? Yeah?
Almost. Like it feels like it's almost. I think it's like no bullshit. I think it's been like a year and a half.
Yes. No, at least a year and a half. I know that. Like both championships. I'm like, yo, come on, man.
Yeah, he's been trying to get
ridiculous.
him over for years, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's there now, but the nigga, he's basically Brock Lesnar now. He barely wrestles. He owns both. He got both titles. He can't be beat because he's got the what is it, the table? What do they call him? Oh,
the ones.
Anyway, no, his whole his stable.
Oh, I don't know the Samoan the Samoan clan,
the Samoan dynasty. I don't know.
Samoan, except for Samoa Joe, obviously.
Obviously.
All right, next up.
Netflix's second quarter earnings report revealed that the company lost 970,000 subscribers.
Jesus Christ.
While that's a big number, the biggest subscriber loss in the company's 25-year history, it's also a little less than half of the $2 million subscriber loss that was predicted by the company in April, which sent shockwaves through Wall Street. Netflix's Q2 report read like an attempt to assure investors that the media world that it has learned a lesson from April's news when the company announced a 200,000 subscriber loss, which sent the company's stock plummeting.
37% in one day. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man. Netflix took the toughest public hit back in April. This report follows with a rosier than predicted subscriber loss and details on a range of efforts aimed at raising subscriber counts to find new revenue. I do not know how these people make money. Like, I don't know. Like,
they don't.
Like somebody needs to tell me, man. Like somebody needs to. Is it like one of those things where like technically Amazon operates at a loss? But because they get so much business, like it doesn't mean anything.
No. Amazon doesn't technically operate at a loss. No, what they do is they break even. That's their thing. So they just keep breaking even, so they don't have to pay any fucking taxes. That's what they do because they're pieces of shit. But shout out to them. Shipping's like mad good though. It is. But as far as Netflix, look, I mean, I assume where they make their money is just, I mean, they make their money in subscribers, right? Like that's the big money, but that's a hill. Once you get to the highest point, it's just all regression at that point, right? Until you die. They probably have deals with contracts, right? Like, hey, I want to put my show on there. Cool. How much you want to pay to get it on there, right? Like, how long do you what's the contract for between them and ABC to get, Friends on there for 10 years? Like, do they pay? I guess they pay. And maybe there's some sort of back and forth. I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, they get so much of a percentage depending on how many viewers and what have you. I have no idea.
Look, this is interesting. This article on NPR, they give some ideas of what Netflix should consider to try and keep subscribers. First and foremost, something that we have been saying for a while, the binge watching model needs to be modified.
Yep.
As much as some fans enjoy the ability to access all episodes of a show's season at once, it seems healthier for more series to stretch out the release of episodes, allowing for conversation about how good the shows are to build while giving potential fans more time to find a show.
Look, by the way, we'll talk about it later. But somebody made a great point. Hey, in a year, we're going to all be watching Daredevil Born Again for 4.5 months straight because it's 18 episodes. Yeah, dude, that's that's a long fucking time. You think about like a season of a show is like 22 episodes. Yeah, people talk about it. Like that's how shows become super popular. Game of Thrones or any of the other ones. Yeah. So, yeah, that model, it doesn't have to die for everything, but it can't be for everything, dude. Like, it just can't be. It doesn't work.
Netflix series are too long and drawn out.
Are they?
Many Netflix shows Many Netflix shows feel like movie ideas stretched out into multi-episode series with storytelling that sags midway through the season as producers try to fill out all the episodes. Better to take a page from Marvel and Disney Plus with shows like Loki, Hawkeye, Ms. Marvel, which offers 6-episode seasons filled with content. So I tried to watch, what's that Brazilian show? Money Heist. I tried to watch Money Heist, right? Money Heist is very good. But Money Heist is like 25 episodes a season and it's 5 seasons. And there's no fucking way. And the seasons, you go from one season to another season inside the fucking bank.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Still in the bank. Like, nah, yo, I'm not doing that.
So how many episodes take place in the bank?
50.
In the first season.
First of all, I don't know what the fuck that is.
It's a robbery, but like, isn't like it's like 50 episodes in a bank?
Yeah, yo.
Are they an hour long?
Yeah, they're like 45 minutes long.
I'm not watching 50 hours of niggas in the bank. I'm not. I quit. Yo, that's nonsense. No,
that doesn't sound entertaining at all. Yeah,
but apparently it's their most popular show. I think we're like top 3.
We all know. Right? Look, we know who watches Netflix. That doesn't mean shit to me.
I'm just telling.
It really doesn't. Like fucking Resident Evil was number 1 for like a week. I mean, I watched it, but
so you part of the problem then. There you go.
I mean, I like Resident Evil. I had to see what it was do.
I mean, it was a black Wesker, yo. Like
Black Wesker. Blade was in this shit.
Yeah, it was
Did you watch it?
No, get the fuck out. I heard that. No.
That's hilarious. No, you gotta watch it. The Black Wesker. Did you watch it? Fuck no. Get out of here. Absolutely not.
I literally don't have time now. My time is incredibly precious. I am not wasting it watching a good actor read bad lines. Netflix has a growing Netflix has a growing quality TV deficit. They say even though shows like Stranger Things, Squid Game, and Ozark racked up a bunch of Emmy nominations, the service was outpaced by HBO. And faces challenges from Hulu and Apple TV.
HBO, everything they put out is good.
Yeah, no,
like,
yo,
literally.
HBO came in there and fucking ate their lunch. Like as far as series, like Tokyo Vice and fucking Made for Love. Like that's the streaming service I go to first. If I'm like, what am I going to watch? Like, I always go to HBO Max first.
Yeah. And then Netflix needs to build up goodwill with consumers before it tackles password sharing. So, yeah, you can't just be putting out any old fucking garbage and then just be like, nah, now we got to wall this garbage off from you. You got to pay for the privilege. You got to pay for that. Could you imagine? If like, Terrence, you were firmly into GameStop when the Wii came out during the shovelware era of just like everything was just being put out on the Wii.
Something came out every day. Like,
right. Now imagine having to pay a premium to go play Showtime boxing. The fuck out.
Gotta knock that whole shelf over. Get the fuck out of here. Like, yo, come on, man.
That's hilarious.
Nah, Netflix is the worst of this. Like,
they got a lot of garbage.
Netflix to me is one of the worst. It's gotten to be one of the worst streaming services. Like, there's a bunch of new ones. They have a couple cool shows on, but like all of the shit that they put on there, it's just like you put Netflix on when you have to do something else. And you just need to know it. Like, for real. Like, am I lying?
Are you still watching this?
Unless someone tells you there's something good. Like, you just put Netflix on when you're, like, washing clothes. Literally.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
now
also
it's like $20 a month if you want 4K. I'm like, fuck you. Like,
yeah, I'm not going to watch it in 4K. There's nothing on there that I find that intriguing. But, I mean, that's part of... Like, they are a benefactor and a victim of their own success, right? Because Netflix is like on every smart TV. It was like every device. It was like Skyrim. They just put it on everything, right? And so it just became ubiquitous. Everything had Netflix. And at this point, you know, if you... Yeah, it is the OG. So like, and that was good and it was really great. But then they just, I feel like I knew when Netflix was going to start to have a problem was when I looked at their horror genre and I was like, this is just nothing but garbage. And like, I don't recognize any of it. And I was like, oh, that's a problem. And then that started happening with like stand-up comedy. And I was like, okay. I mean, you know, it's no premium blend. Micah, I know you're very upset. Relax. People don't know this, but Micah messaged us. He was pissed at our Paula Poundstone comment.
I really was. Yo. I really was. Because like I listened to Wait, Don't Tell Me
I know
every Sunday. And like Paula Poundstone is on. Like, yo, this woman is not funny at all. God damn.
She's not. But like she's still doing jokes like that she told like quite literally on like Premium Blend in like 1992. She was like, "Ooh, this is a fire joke. They're gonna love it in the retirement homes." I'm like, all right, cool. But then it just like it started to permeate all of their other genres, and like now it's just a lot of crap. Like it just is, and it's almost too much. Well, it is too much, and it feels like you're going into like a shitty blockbuster where you're like, what is there? And it's just like you're just looking at like, oh, what even is this movie? And you go to ask that guy, and they're like, I don't know. I heard it was all right. And then you watch, and you're like, this was terrible. Where like Terrence is right. You only really watch it either if you're trying to waste time, like playing in the background type of shit, or someone tells you like, hey man, this series is really good. And you're like, all right, I'll check it out. Like that's it. That's not good. Like it's not a discovery mechanism anymore.
Dude, it would be just like Monique to finally get her Netflix special, like when Netflix is like on the skid shit. When Netflix ain't like the biggest thing in the world anymore. You know what I mean? Like you dumbass. Like you all right, lady. All right. Stupid ass.
Yeah.
We still doing we still doing Manscaped ads?
No.
All right.
All right. Section 2.
That was quick.
It was only a short run.
Okay.
All right. Topics this week. Continuing. Ben Affleck is officially returning for Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom as Batman. Yeah, it just got fucking, you know, not just spoiled on like random websites, but like Jason Momoa fucking spilled the beans in a video on Instagram. He was like, hey, I'm gonna go into this trailer, and like fucking Ben Affleck is sitting there like just hanging out in all black. He's like in an all black suit. He's like, well, the surprise is out of the bag. Sorry. It's like, I'm sure the people at WB were like, nigga, what the fuck? Like, all right. I need people to realize that this is not going to be a large role for him. This is likely going to be a very short cameo. Like, that's it. I don't know why he's doing it if he's not coming back as Batman like throughout the rest of this universe. It feels like you're just kind of keeping things going for no reason. So maybe he is coming back. I don't know. You know, he's got his drinking thing under control. Now it seems like, which was part of his sort of depression. So maybe he is coming back. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out at Fandom, even though that's not been announced yet for this year. So
no I mean, okay. That's fine. I don't mind Ben Affleck. What I do mind are the Snyder people who like, they're just going to be like, yeah, we're winning. We're getting it back. Restore the Snyderverse, because like, it's never going to go away. Like if they don't just cut this cancer out, they're never going to go away. And I don't know if they have like a deal with Jason Momoa to do however many Aquaman movies. Like I don't mind these actors. I don't mind these actors, and it's just the cult of Snyder is just really, really annoying. Like Snyder won't do anything about it. Like that Rolling Stone article that you talked about last week or a couple weeks ago. Like he's fully aware of the power he has over people, and he's very much, with his like libertarian objectivist thinking. Just like he could tell these people to stop harassing journalists and stop harassing movie executives. But he's like, I mean, I can't tell people what to do. Like, everyone's their own individual person. Blah, 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 blah. Right? Like, nah, yo. Nah, like one of those execs got like a death threat, man. Yeah. Like, you can at least come out and say, hey, this is unacceptable. I just don't like that. Made me really like that. Turned me off, man. I was like, all right, fuck this guy, man. Fuck you and your whack ass, your Rebel Moon, where the fucking empire, the fucking empire are probably going to be the good guys.
Yeah.
But yeah,
people are grown up adults.
Are they? Are they?
I mean, physically,
maybe physically,
right, like age wise, yeah. Like, so if he tells them to stop, are they? I mean,
they probably try. They probably would. Like he could at least make an attempt.
Right, like you could just at least distance yourself from that sort of like rhetoric or that sort of violence and stuff like that. That's a little ridiculous. Look, I like Jason Momoa is a perfectly fine Aquaman. I think I like him as Aquaman. I'm not even mad about Ben Affleck being in this movie, but I agree with you. How long are you going to keep this Snyder Cut shit going? Like, what you could say is, hey, we're keeping these actors, and then like if Flashpoint is supposed to make a change and like erase some of the shit that you don't like, the Snyderverse shit, then just release it. You know, get it out there, get it done, and cut the cancer out. Like, I 100% agree with you. Like they're playing with fire, because the longer they keep these Snyder Cut people around, the more damage they ultimately do to your universe. Every time you try to make a new movie, these guys come out and they review bomb it. They talk shit on it. They try to drive the interest down because they have no interest in, like, you can't negotiate with terrorists. Like, they have no interest in being reasonable. They don't. So, like, what the fuck are you being reasonable for with them? Like, I don't understand. They're like, well, we're moving on with the universe. I would come out and I'd be like, the Snyderverse is fucking dead. Period. If that's what you're looking for, you can watch those movies. God love it. It's great. We're moving forward with our own thing. We are never going to reference this stuff again. We are moving forward. Just be done with it. Just be done with it. So, but they won't do that because they're scared that they're going to lose people in a cult. Who gives a fuck? Fuck them. We're mad. They still going to see the movie, dude. They're still going to see it. They are.
It's like they made y'all waste money. Right. I figured that would be the last draw, right? Like they made y'all waste money by putting out a 4-hour fucking cut of a movie no one asked for except for y'all, and no one watched it.
No,
right? They're like, maybe we should stop listening to these niggas.
25% of the people who fucking turned that movie on finished it. 25%. Can you imagine putting a movie in theaters and 75% of people would just walk the fuck out?
Well, I mean, they paid their money already.
Yeah, but still, dude, that doesn't look good. Be like, yo, where y'all going? Yo, where y'all going? My nigga, like, it's 4 more hours.
2.5 hours left. Oh,
like, I got it. I got the gist. Like when Michael sees a trailer, he's not a fan of. I got it. I saw 30 seconds of it. I got the point.
More on that later.
Right. So yeah. Just cut, like you said, cut the cancer out and just be done with it. Take the heat that you're gonna take and just move on. What the fuck are you so scared for? They're gonna ruin your shit if you don't. Like,
do you think it's just the social media backlash? Like, is social media that powerful? That, like,
I don't know what they're afraid of. It's only 7 of them niggas and a bunch of bots. Like, they're not real. They're not real. Again, if 25
social media backlash, for like a week,
and then people just be like,
"Oh, okay,
yeah." Like
look, everything.
That's how it works. Look, guess what? There's be a bunch of social media backlash with the last trailer that we were talking about when that movie comes out. And guess what? All that shit gonna stop the second that movie comes out in theaters. And people are like, shut the fuck up. Shut up. And they're gonna be like, that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna have a bunch of mouth and everybody gonna see that movie and then everybody gonna be like, shut up, nigga, that movie was awesome. And then everybody gonna just push them down. That's all you got to do. Shut people up with success. That's all you got to do. You want the Snyder people to shut up? Make good movies. Just make good movies. Stop worrying about them and just make good movies. Now, that's very hard for DC because reasons, but make good movies. That's all you have to do. But they suck at it. All right, so San Diego Comic-Con was last week, and DC, I didn't put anything about DC on here because DC didn't do anything. They had I'm here, look at me, it's The Rock. That wasn't even at Comic-Con. That was like at some other thing.
That wasn't at
I don't think so. Like The Rock standing on a platform with like a screen with like lightning on the back of it. It was very weird. I don't think that was Comic-Con. I think that was in like Brazil or something. Yeah, his ego's in check. That's fine. But DC did. They showed the trailer for Shazam: Fury of the Gods, which we'll talk about later. Black Adam. They showed a new-ish trailer. It was kind of just seemed like a shorter recut of the first trailer. And The Rock was there in his costume, and that was it. They didn't show Aquaman, Lost Kingdom. They didn't show fucking anything else. Just nothing else.
They talked about a couple. They gave a slate of animated projects that are coming out.
Whoa, that's exciting.
I don't have the list in front of me, but they name dropped like 4 or 5 different animated movies coming out. So
they don't have a plan. Like they don't have a plan.
No, multiverse. Multiverse.
Okay.
That's why we have 5
animated
Batman.
multiverse.
Multiverse.
They should have just come out there, said multiverse, like had the CEO come out and be like multiverse and just fade into black. Just like that's it. Bring the lights up. We're done here. So yeah, DC brought nothing to Comic-Con with all the fucking fanfare and bullshit. They didn't bring anything of interest, which is crazy to me. So Marvel, on the other hand, was like, "Oh, you guys like D23? I know a lot of you guys are going to be there, so let us throw our giant dick on the table and embarrass DC yet again." So first up, Spider-Man Freshman Year. This is the new animated series. See, when your company's doing well, people actually care about your animated projects, oddly enough. I don't have it on here, but we also saw footage or saw images from X-Men 97 as well. The costumes all look pretty cool. They all look like the costumes of the original series, except for Magneto, which is from a run where he becomes head of the X-Men after Charles dies, which would make sense for the series. So,
yeah, he also looks like he's a member of the Natural Disasters. Like,
yeah, I'm not a fan of that costume.
That outfit is not. I'm not a fan of it.
So we'll see. But Spider-Man Freshman Year. So we get a look at in this article, we get a look at Daredevil, we get a look at Peter Parker and Spider-Man. Look at some of the villains, Doc Ock, Scorpion. I can't really tell who the other people are, which is kind of cool.
Doc Ock, Scorpion, Tombstone.
Oh, that is Tombstone.
I can't tell who's
Chameleon.
that black chick. And I can't tell who the other ones are. Cool bunch of little spider suits.
Yeah.
Black Twitter's all the rage because Norman Osborn has melanin.
Norman Osborn looks like a nigga. Like he does. I showed that picture to my wife, and I was like, "Yeah, so this character's always had waves." She was like, "Yeah, he's black." I was like, "Norman Osborn is not black." She was like, "Yes, he is." like I know a black man when I see one. I was like, "Okay, but like in the comics, like he's not." She was like, "That's a black dude." I was like, "Let me show you a picture of Tony Stark. He was Latin at one point."
So, yeah, that's right. People forget that. That 90s cartoon, he had a mullet, nigga.
Yeah. And a little mustache, too.
It looked like Eddie Guerrero.
He did. I used to love that cartoon. Shit. It was fucking ridiculous. So, yeah, look, the premise of this is basically, what if Tony Stark wasn't his mentor and instead it was Norman Osborn. Like that scene where he comes back from the apartment, he's got like the broken DVD player or whatever, and he meets Tony. Instead, this time it's Norman Osborn. I like it. I like that concept. That sounds kind of fun. I like the art style too. I think it looks dope.
Yeah, I like it.
Looks
I
cool.
dig it. I mean, it's Spider-Man. I'm gonna watch it no matter what.
Yeah. So this is clearly some sort of like alternate universe, which is kind of fun because I appreciate them being able to like just do something completely different. There's also pictures of Doctor Strange who will be in it. It's all like a very classic design of all of the characters, which I think is pretty cool. And they're all like, they seem all very 2D, which is, like significantly flat looking. So, yeah, I like it. And I like the Daredevil look too. It was great. Next up, we get information on Phase 5 and Phase 6. We find out that Phase 4 is ending. I guess Phase 4 is ending with Black Panther.
Wakanda Forever.
Wakanda Forever, and then we're jumping right into Phase 5. Okay, like that's fine. I saw some people for some reason thought that the complaining about their dislikes for things in this phase was the reason the phase was ending. And I was like, oh, that's cute. You guys really think a lot of yourselves. Like you think this huge multi-billion-dollar company is like, oh, what are they saying on Instagram? All right, let's end the phase, guys. Like, what does it matter? They're still making the other products. People are very weird.
Yeah,
they have a very odd sense of themselves. So Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania will start Phase 5.
People got a lot of confidence behind a keyboard, man. And also, like, these phase numbers, like, they're arbitrary, guys. They
don't fucking matter.
They don't matter, yo. They don't mean anything, man. But I was surprised that they just kind of announced everything that they did announce far in the future.
It's a lot, It's like the last thing
it kind of is
2024. I'm like, nigga, I don't give a fuck right now. It was 2022.
Right.
It's July
Avengers
23rd.
Right.
Come on, man.
Avengers Secret Wars is over 3 years from now.
That's insane.
Yeah, but at the same time, you got something to live for.
It's hype, yo. It's hype. Right. It's hype.
It's just hype.
I'm not.
I mean, didn't they announce?
Guy, but like, I guess.
I mean, they announced Infinity War and Endgame like 2 years before it came out. It might have been 3. Because they hit you with the like Avengers Infinity War. It was like, yeah, and it was like and Endgame. People were like, what the fuck? Like it was like it was crazy. But I think that was at least two years prior.
Oh.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, it's a lot, but like if you just live your life based on MCU projects, like making it to the next one, like time goes by pretty quick. Like that's what I like about it. I'm just like, and the next thing's coming. Okay. Like, yeah, it's kind of nice.
Yeah, I guess November will be here pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We halfway through. We more than halfway through this year.
Right.
August 1st, what, Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Halfway through
So-
the fucking...
So Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. They played a trailer at the San Diego Comic-Con, and Bill Murray is in it apparently.
Yes, yes.
And MODOK is in it. I'm very curious to see what MODOK is going to look like.
Apparently, he's got more of a machine face, they said, than a like traditionally human-looking face.
Okay. Yeah, because you gotta like,
yeah, like you can't just give it a regular fucking Patton Oswalt face on like a big head, that would look crazy. Like, don't do that.
Yeah, all right, that makes yeah, okay, good. There was a poster, and you see Jonathan Majors as Kang. When that movie comes out, like all the We Was Kangs stuff, it's gonna go in overdrive.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%.
And then white people are going to adopt it, and then it's going to fucking die because that's what happens.
Yeah. Well, what was that word? I wouldn't say that word.
I want to say it. Oh my god!
I blame black people for that. They let it slip at a party. What was that word? I want to stay woke. Like, God damn
it. Guardians 3, apparently the reports are that Guardians 3 is a little more somber and a little darker. It's not as... and yeah, that's kind of the evolution of that franchise, right? Like 2 was silly, but it was, it dealt with a couple of heavier topics, right? Like, especially regarding like parenthood and fatherhood and...
Yeah.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all, and he was your father, but I'm your daddy or whatever, right? Like I get it. And I'm very much looking forward to Guardians 3. The Marvels, I just want those 2 brown women to make it, to just like have a good time. And Brie Larson is going to be fine. She's going to be fine.
She'll be fine.
Blade,
the nice thing is they'll have better writers. They'll have a lot better writers for Marvels. And also, that's Nia DaCosta's movie.
All right.
Oh, that's right. Oh,
yeah,
well,
she's directing it.
Oh,
three.
Well,
three women of color. 3 women of color.
I'm even more excited. Blade, nigga. I mean, that's. I mean, do you have to say any more?
Yeah, and I'm so glad that has a date. That's great. That's really great.
Captain America, New World Order. Cue your wrestling memes. I particularly like the one of NWO Hogan writing N.
Not on my watch, goddammit. It's not my Captain America.
And Thunderbolts is the last one of Phase 5. Now look,
yeah, buddy.
I'm not here to dismiss Thunderbolts, but like, let's just move past that for right now, okay? Because we've got some other things. So.
Come on, man. Show those villains some respect. Now, I will say this before you move on and fellate yourself. The interesting thing is there was a quote from Kevin Feige about Thunderbolts, and he was saying that there are villains that will be on that roster that we have not met yet, which I think is very cool. I don't know who those villains would be, but I have a feeling you might get one. You might at least get one in maybe Marvels or Blade is my guess. That's my guess. So
okay.
We'll see.
Phase 6 begins November 8th, 2024 is the day that I will be taking my son, my firstborn son, to see his very first movie in theaters.
Yes.
He will be like 5 years and 10 months. I think that's pretty decent age.
That's not bad.
Because Fantastic Four is coming out. And I mean, this is what we've been waiting for, whether you want it or not.
Why don't you just let him see the Jessica Alba one?
No. You could just look at Jessica Alba, like that's fine. But I don't want him. I don't want him to like sully his opinion of what the Fantastic Four could be by watching any of those Tim Story movies. I'm super excited for
but
this.
But he's black though.
He's black.
Well, look, yeah, but that shit ain't gonna. That should have worked on my wife. That shit ain't gonna work on me. It's not gonna work on me. We ain't just gonna watch something just because black people do it. All right, like get the fuck out of here.
Wow.
I love black people too, but like some of y'all niggas are just like fucking. Some of y'all niggas got problems. Some of y'all niggas got fucking problems, and we will talk about you at the end of the show. I look. I can't.
I love us for real. That's all I can say. But go ahead.
I don't. I can't stand some of y'all get on my goddamn nerves.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of a lot of your opinions. Stupid. They're dumb.
And then look, Fantastic Four starts off Phase 6. And then the only other two movies in Phase 6 are Avengers: The Kang Dynasty and Avengers: Secret Wars in May and November, respectively. I mean, look, this is a hell of a slate, guys. Like, they won the day, and all they did was show a bunch of logos. And
by the way, what we mentioned, those are just the movies. That's not even the series, right? Like, we didn't even mention any of the series that were announced. So, look, I think it is very obvious, at least it seems obvious to me, that the big guns that they're saving for D23 are what those movies are in Phase 6.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to put out 3 movies in Phase 6. Like, that's clear. There's plenty of space on the board. I mean, quite literally, there's an entire year that they only have 1 movie. So I think there is a likelihood that that's where you see X-Men, some level of an X-Men movie, maybe 2 of them, before Avengers starts. Or X-Men and maybe another team or something like that. I think that is altogether possible.
I think you might get X-Men between. No, you know what? I think you might get X-Men between the Avengers movies.
You think so?
And then Secret Wars is at the end of that, of whatever X-Men thing. They're from another universe, right? They're from another universe, and then at the end of that X-Men movie, they get pulled into Battle World. And you don't know what the fuck is going on. And then Avengers Secret Wars happens on Battle World.
Oh, okay.
And you have to, everybody's got to figure out what to do. And then that, at the end of 2025, that is when we will have one sacred timeline, because they will have all of their toys that they can play with. And the multiverse saga will be over.
Okay, that makes sense. I like that theory. Just to talk about series real fast. Obviously, She-Hulk is August 17th. We'll talk about that trailer soon. What if season 2 might be later this year, or maybe early next year, which is pretty wild. Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. I don't give a shit about that. I just don't. Secret Invasion, which is spring of 2023. Echo is summer of 2023. Loki season 2. Ironheart, who we get a first look at in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Daredevil Born Again, and Agatha Coven of Chaos. Which is interesting. Daredevil is, clearly the breakout, and it's getting 18 episodes. They took the time to mention that very specifically, which is cool. Okay. I'm fine with it. I'm interested in the tone. That's the one thing.
Yeah. Like, I'm very curious to see if what's his name is going to be bashing heads in car doors again.
It's a wild revelation in that series. Jesus. This seems very serious. Now, they did say Armor Wars is not mentioned in this list, but the guy who's working on that show is like, it is coming. Like, there's so many other things. Like, and again, my guess is those are the kind of D23 things that kind of get filled in. But yeah, I like your idea of putting the X-Men between those 2 Avengers movies. Like, that makes sense.
Because there's a lot of the Avengers, the Kang Dynasty comes out May. Trying to tell me they're not gonna have something between May and November?
Yeah, no.
Highly unlikely. At least one movie between. And I figured that's the only way
that's probably September. Late August.
Right. And I figured that way makes sense. Also, like, there's a rumor going around that, like, when Disney bought Fox, and the X-Men, they bought all the contractual obligations to it also, and those contractual obligations don't end until 2025. It's a rumor. I'm just telling you what I heard. Don't take it as gospel. But it would make sense. And that way, if you introduce them before Secret Wars, you get to have them in Secret Wars, or you can at least have, like Wolverine or somebody in Secret Wars, since it's called Avengers Secret Wars, right? And Wolverine was an Avenger and all that. So I don't know. We'll see.
I can see it. It would be kind of cool to like jump to a different universe and show them fully established as a team, and they're just like kicking ass and taking names, and then you don't have to worry about all of the like building. You can just jump them in and then just get moving.
That's what reportedly Fantastic Four is. Fantastic Four is not going to be an origin story. It's just like, no, they are the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows who the Fantastic Four are. I don't think everybody knows who the Fantastic Four are.
Yeah, that seems like a leap.
Know who the Fantastic Four are. But
we've had 3 origin movies, or we've had 2 origin movies and 3 Fantastic Four movies in the last number of years. I got it. Like, I think most people are just like, whatever.
I'm glad I assume that you're talking about the Corman movie and the 2 Tim Story movies, because those are the only Fantastic Four movies, right?
No.
Yes.
No.
That's all I know.
There's the crash test dummy one. Don't do that. That's how I refer to them. It's nip tuck, crash test dummy. Like, offensive. So yeah, look, man, this all looks very good. All right. Next up, so directors that we know so far, obviously, the old school ones we do know, James Gunn and what have you, and Ryan Coogler. But Destin Daniel Cretton, who directed Shang-Chi and The Legend of the Ten Rings, he is going to be directing Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. However, he is not directing Secret Wars, which leaves it open to the guys who said if they were going to come back to Marvel, their dream project would be Secret Wars, the Russo brothers. Who knows?
As long as they don't write it.
Well, that's the thing. Well, Terrence and I were talking about that offline. We were just maybe they're really good at like, you just point them in a direction. You're like, we got a story. Y'all just like do that shit. Like some directors.
Yeah, they got an eye, man. They got an eye for action, and they have like some unique, like Terrence mentioned, that split second unique scene in The Gray Man, that action scene, like that was cool. They're good at that. But like that, I'll watch the last 45 minutes of. Yeah, maybe not.
But yeah, I mean,
what else did they do? They wrote Extract. Remember?
Yeah, that's right. They did write it.
Yeah.
Again, not a plot. Not a plot. They directed Cherry. With
Cherry was.
That wasn't great.
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. It wasn't amazing, but I didn't hate it. Like I thought Tom Holland's performance was actually pretty good, but because it's wild to see him be a fucking drug addict. Like
playing a fucking opioid addict.
Yeah, he was fucked up. And then that fucking end scene where he aged was wild. It's like this nigga looks 45 years old. It's weird. But yeah, look, Cherry wasn't a bad movie. But I think that if you give those guys a good story, they can put a lens down and fucking and nail it. So just do that. I mean, look, they are a perfect example of what Zack Snyder needs to learn. Stop writing. You're bad at it. Like you're not good at it. Like that's okay. Everybody has their talent. Some people can write and direct. What's the guy who did Logan? I can't remember. But like every time he writes and directs a movie, like he does better than just directing. Like when he is actually in full control of the project. Mangold. Yeah, James Mangold, right? Like he did 310 to Yuma. He wrote and directed that one, I believe, too. But he directed like the Wolverine, but he didn't write it. It wasn't his original story, and so it's just like, this isn't very good because he wouldn't have wrote that bullshit. Because he's a good writer. So some people can do both, some can't. Just know your lane. Just know your lane. Zack Snyder needs to know his lane. But look, I like that they're keeping it undercover. Who's directing the last one? Marvel did confirm that Bassem Tariq is directing Blade, and Julius Ona is directing Captain America: New World Order.
With all black folks, right?
I think Bassem Tariq is. I think he's South Asian. I think you'd have to look it up. I think so. Jake Schreier, who did Paper Towns, is directing Thunderbolts. I don't know Paper Towns, but it makes me kind of interested to watch it. And then obviously they don't have a director for Fantastic Four yet. So there you go.
They got a lot of directors of color.
They do.
They do. Yeah, Black Panther, Marvel's Blade, Captain America.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
dope.
It turns out, you know, especially like they're grabbing up like talent that you wouldn't expect. Like I've never heard of Paper Towns. Doesn't seem like a big blockbuster film. It's like from 2015, but like they snagged that guy to do Thunderbolts. Like they saw something, you know. And
they saw something, and they saw that he's not a famous like worldwide famous director, so we can get him on the cheap.
We can get it.
Yeah, but I mean, like
that's part of it.
But that's definitely part. Look, they got Nia DaCosta on the come up, right? Like,
right.
They ain't calling Jordan Peele, nigga. Like
in Black Panther, Ryan Coogler's third movie or some shit like that.
Something like third,
fourth.
Maybe fourth. Yeah,
he did
Fruitvale Station.
Fruitvale Station. He did the first Creed, and he did Black Panther 1, and he's doing the second one.
Yeah. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, Michael's right. That was his third movie. Like, yeah.
Oh, Black Panther.
Yeah. So they were just like, yeah, this guy's really good. Yeah, let's get him. Guess what? It worked out. Fucking nailed it. So, no, but they're smart. I mean, is James Gunn the only white guy left? I think he is. But phase one was phase one was like all white dudes, right? It was like Kenneth Branagh, Joss Whedon.
I hate that movie. The first Thor, I really hate it. I don't like Thor. I don't like the first Thor.
Dutch
I hate it.
No, but you know, like it's like in and of itself, it's not that amazing. But what it nails better than anything, and that was important, is that nailed the father-son brother dynamic. That's what it nailed, like super, super good, because it set up that character throughout the entire universe. But yeah, it's not great. It's not great. I don't know why people think it is. I'm like, yeah, the Frost Giant fight was okay, but like, not a lot of that movie is very good. Like, it's on a backlot.
None of it.
It
literally is.
Yeah, they shot it at Andy's former town. It's crazy.
You know what reminds me of Thor? Shazam. Not Shazam. What's the Rock's movie that's coming out?
Black Adam.
That's what that movie looks like to me. Looks like it was filmed on a fucking backlot.
I mean, you're not wrong. It feels very phase one Marvel movies. Yeah. Like even the CGI feels not great. Not great. But that movie's gonna do huge numbers. It is. Just from him alone. Like it just will.
Well, I do.
Superheroes that kill people. Well, I do. Like, yeah, wow. Good writing, guys. Nailed it. Fucking and great delivery. Great delivery. Why don't you just yell disappointed in the air too? It's like Jesus Christ. Like Micah mentioned, Fantastic Four likely not a standard origin story, which is cool. I kind of like that. Kevin Feige has some quotes in reference to in a interview, I guess when he was talking about the Gray Man, when he was doing interviews for the Gray Man, somebody asked Ryan Gosling, they were like, hey, would you like to be in the MCU? Like, you could play Nova. And he's probably like, I don't know who the fuck that is, you fucking dork. And, but he was like, actually, like, I would love to play Ghost Rider, which is kind of an interesting choice for him. But I could see it. And when asked Kevin Feige to comment about Ryan Gosling wanting to play Ghost Rider, he said, hey, man, if Ryan wants to be Ghost Rider, what else? Who else? Gosling's unbelievable. Ryan's amazing. I'd love to find a place for him in the MCU. He's dressed up as Ken on Venice Beach and gets more press than a giant movie that's coming out that weekend. It's amazing. Yeah. Kevin Feige saw dollar signs. That's what he saw. I was like, no problem. No problem.
Like,
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at that casting. Actually, I don't think that's bad at all.
you know how Simu Liu got cast as Shang-Chi? He tweeted, "Hey, Marvel, can we get an Asian superhero now?" And they were like, "Bet."
Yeah, like, but like it was like 2 years later. Like they were just like his next tweet was like, "Hey guys, guess what?" It's like it's me, which is dope. I mean, but that's what happened with Mahershala Ali. He just called Kevin Feige and was like, "I want to play Blade. I have 2 Oscars," and he was like, "Okay,
you're right.
Yeah, you're really
You're
good." So look, if Ryan Gosling wants to play Ghost Rider, I think that's a lot better casting than what seems to be a fan favorite. And look, I see you, and you people disgust me. Norman Reedus, just because he rides a motorcycle in fucking The Walking Dead, people are like, "Oh, this is Ghost Rider. That's a good choice." I don't think so.
Durrell?
Yeah, Durrell.
Durrell. Really?
I just
Norman
don't.
Reedus.
I don't see Norman Reedus as Johnny Blaze at all. Like it just no. I mean, the funny thing is Ryan Gosling played kind of a daredevil in the beginning of what was that long ass movie he was in, Between the Pines?
Yeah, a place.
Yeah, with the movie that you and your wife and me and my wife saw, and my wife wouldn't shut up.
Yeah, she
That
talked
movie?
about it during that movie. Yes,
Yeah,
that movie
that's
was
why we
mad
went-
long. Yo, that movie was fucking mad long, and I was like,
I've
wow,
never seen it.
it's fine.
Ryan
fine.
Gosling. You know how Terrence, you're into horror. You're into horror.
That's right.
movies,
I forgot about this.
You know
Holy
how-
shit.
You know how some female actors get cast in movies, but they don't know how to scream, so they hire someone to scream for them, right? Scream queens, right? Ryan Gosling needs a scream queen because Ryan Gosling can't like
his voice is like kind of high pitched anyway, right? So it's like when he tries to scream, it's like,
like it doesn't work.
Yeah,
It's like,
whoa, dude.
they put like a Wilhelm scream in there.
yo, it's fucking wild. It's wild because hold on, I got this clip up. Hold on, let me see if I can play this.
Like
this
he was
shit
in like
is-
a diner or some shit, and
No,
it
he
was
robs a
just-
bank. Hold on.
Yeah,
Here
he
we go.
robs a bank.
Hold on.
I was just like, whoa.
Yo, it's hilarious. Get the fuck over here. Like his voice breaks. Yo, when we watched that in the theater and that shit happened, Mike and I turned to each other and burst out laughing. That shit was funny. That
I was
was
like, yo, nigga, I can't take you seriously.
I'd be like, yo, here's the money. Yo. You gotta leave, yo. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you, yo. But you gotta go.
Oh, shit.
Get the fuck over here. But like as Johnny Blaze, I don't think that's a bad choice. Like, it's funny because in the beginning of this movie,
Gray Man impression, right?
well, I
Like,
mean,
is Johnny Blaze like what kind of character is he?
like he's
Before he becomes the Ghost Rider.
he's a daredevil, but I don't know that he's all that like crazy charismatic. Like, which is probably great for
Yeah,
Ryan
it's perfect.
Gosling. Right, because he's better at like the too cool for school fucking type characters, which is why it did not work for the Gray Man, in my opinion. But like it worked really good in what's that Drive, right? Like that's
Drive.
that
Yeah.
yeah, that's where he was fucking great, right? So like I could see it if they just play it as this character who I mean he's like Ghost Rider's fucking terrifying. So when he shows up, like he's supposed to scare the shit out of you. You don't need that much, like you don't need crazy heavy dialogue, right?
Right.
And then he gets his head fucking cracked in the beginning and makes a deal with the devil, and you know, I'm gonna kill your dad, and he's like, all right, please don't. And then the devil's like, I gotcha, and then he becomes Ghost Rider. That's fine. What I'm more worried about is, or more interested in, is the fact that Marvel has now they bought they registered they registered a bunch of names like the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars and stuff recently, which is why people thought this was going to happen. But one thing that they also did register was the name Midnight Suns, which makes all the sense in the world. Having potentially Mahershala Ali, Ryan Gosling, John Bernthal, and Oscar Isaac playing off each other is fucking nuts. Like, that's a hell of a cast, dude, for that movie. So, okay. Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, that's
Norman Reedus?
Yeah, like, does that name fit in the pantheon of those four characters? Right.
That name don't fit, like, together. Like, Norman Reedus. Like, it's just a weird sounding name to me.
It's a bit of
I don't like that at all.
I feel like people just like, they saw that guy on a motorcycle every week and they were like, he'd be perfect. All right.
I don't think he's the draw people think he is. Like,
yeah.
No.
And the name Durrell just is funny to me.
Durrell.
That's it, right? That's not how it's pronounced. That's his name.
Yeah, it's Durrell.
Is it Durrell? Is it Daryl? Like,
no, it's Durrell.
No, I think it's Daryl, but he just pronounces it Durrell.
It's Durrell. Look that shit up.
Durl. Durrell. I don't think so.
I'm sure. Oh, it's Daryl. It's Daryl. Fuck, I don't care. It's Durryl. It's Daryl, but like everyone says Daryl.
Yeah, because they're from like Georgia or whatever.
They're in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Daryl.
Yeah. Last but not least, in topics this week, Coral. On Deadpool 3, Kevin Feige says that they are, quote, going to take big swings by finding ways to elevate MCU's threequel. Feige says, noted that studios historically take big swings with part threes. How do we elevate it in a way we've been able to do with Civil War, the Infinity War, and Ragnarok? It's very fun to be in the world of the Ryan Reynolds show. That's fine. Who knows what that means? Though them using the term big swings again makes me think you might see a Spider-Man cameo, which would be kind of fun. Because those two characters have a funny sort of history. Yeah, like apparently the writers have been given free reign across the MCU. Like, you can make fun of anything. So, like, it'll be interesting to see how they bring him in. I hope they just bring him in and just like don't explain it. Like, that would be the best way to do it. It's like, yeah, he's just here. Like, who gives a fuck?
Kind of want them to bring him in and just like shit on those X-Men movies.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. Like,
yeah, I would really enjoy that.
I wouldn't put it past them to make a couple of like shitty comments about it, but like all in good fun, because like he the only one that made it. Like, no, it's gonna feel like a truth for me because I don't know why people like those fucking movies, but yeah, look, let him do his thing. I think he's gonna work out perfectly in the MCU. I mean, he's the best thing that Fox did because it felt like an MCU movie, like it just did. And that costume is still pretty fantastic. All right, let's get into what the fuck brought to you by JTD.
A man claims that a sandwich he ate 5 years ago has been causing him to fart ever since.
You're just an animal.
A man who ate a festive ham sandwich at Christmas has been, when he was visiting his family in December of 2017, claims the snack has caused uncontrollable flatulence ever since. Tony Parades has been. That's it.
Wait, where did you say?
England.
I mean, that's it. Tyrone Parades. I'm just going to say Parades because it's in England. Has been living a nightmare for 5 years. He claims that it's all been because of a festive roll he ate at Christmas in Birmingham.
No, it is.
Mere hours after eating the snack, Tyrone was hit with stomach cramps, fever, vomiting, diarrhea. and was bedridden for 5 weeks. That alone
Jesus.
sounds like an awful experience, but it was only the beginning of his troubles. Ever since that fateful day, the 46-year-old man has been suffering from regular uncontrollable flatulence that has caused embarrassment and stomach noises that wake him up in the middle of the night.
Go to the doctors then. What the fuck what are you waiting on?
Has he gone to the doctor? I'm assuming.
5 years after eating the sandwich, he is suing the owner of the food stall that he bought it from for $243,000, which is like 200,000.
Very bizarre number.
Well, it's 200,000 euros, so that equates to 243.
That's how many loud farts he's had over the last 5 years.
His lawyer recently told the court that months after his initial sickness subsided, his stomach was still making all those noises. Symptoms are primarily, God damn it, this fucking website. Symptoms are primarily fatigue, altered bowel functions associated with churning with his abdomen, flatulence. This dude eats garbage all the time. And now he's just trying to make a buck off of some poor food stain.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yep, and that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's believed that the roll he ate had salmonella. The defenders of the company operating the food stall, Frankfurt Christmas Market Limited, claim environmental health officers only found E. coli on a knife, but no salmonella.
God, wait, what?
I mean,
no. We didn't find salmonella. This other thing.
Salmonella. Wow.
Because the plaintiff did not suffer an E. coli infection, then they're saying, well,
free and clear.
He ain't get it from us. We meant to give him E. coli. But, E. coli. Never mind the fact that we have E. coli on our utensils.
Yeah. You sticking it up your ass?
Look, the Brits aren't really known for their cuisine.
No.
Well, you're the foodie. You tell me.
They're not. They just boil everything.
Yeah, they just boil everything. They boil bangers and mash or whatever the fuck.
Look,
fish and chips and.
I don't like fish and chips. I prefer I don't like the breading on fish and chips. I'm not a fan of it. I'm too niggerish for that.
Isn't it from beer? Isn't it beer?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Beer?
Yeah, I don't really drink beer like that. But
I like beer.
Okay, Brett Kavanaugh, relax.
I like
beer. Well, you can't even say that shit anymore because that asshole fucked it up. Can't even say it. Just a common statement. But I like when I was in London, like I actually liked a lot of the food. Like I like meat pies. Like I like meat pies.
Oh, okay. I was about to say when I went to London, I enjoyed the food, but we ate at a bunch of Indian places.
Oh, we went to an Indian place one night. It was spicy as fuck. Like it was crazy spicy. Because they don't fuck around. It was good. It was good, but it was like it was no joke.
Yeah, we're a couple of bitches, so we were like, "No, give us the white people version of the dish."
Like, no, I don't need that shit. Nah, I think we got like medium because we hadn't been to the place, and they were just like, they saw my wife, they were like, "We got you." I'm like, "Don't do that." Like it was almost unbearable. Yeah, I was like, "All right."
It's like, don't let her be the barometer. Goddamn.
No, because I eat spicier food than she does.
Oh.
No. We went it was funny. We actually went and saw a buddy of ours this past weekend, and his dad cooked, who's Indian, and he was like, "Oh," they were like, "Is any of this not spicy?" He was like, his English is like pretty good, but not great. He was like, "Yeah, this was not spicy." We're like, "For the baby, like she's 3, my dude." He was like, "Nah, this isn't spicy." He was like, "I only use these type of chilies." I'm like, "Yo, don't do that." My daughter tried it. She was like, "This is too spicy. I can't eat this." I was like, here's a yogurt. Like, fuck it. Like, we're done. Micah disappeared. That's weird. All right.
What the fuck?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you blacked out.
God damn it.
All right, Terrence, you're up.
Let's see here. A woman gets her last wish: a giant penis to adorn her grave. A woman got her
Maryland.
dying wish last Saturday when a giant penis sculpture was erected atop her gravestone in this place.
China.
Katerina, or Dunya, called Donya Kata by friends and family, was surely laughing in her grave, as she often did in life, according to her family, at a sight of onlookers taking photos with the larger-than-life penis that now decorates the local cemetery.
Japan. I just heard penis and cemetery.
You gotta look at this fucking picture.
Yeah, I've seen the picture.
No. It's Veracruz. This shit is hilarious.
It's just a giant dick.
Right.
That's fucking hilarious.
Sticking up in the fucking graveyard.
You know what? Shout out to her. That's a good sense of humor. That's fucking funny.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. It's funny as hell. Yeah, they did it for her. That's so fucking silly.
I like that she did it just because there's too many monuments of politicians, lawyers, doctors, and teachers. And she was like, but none of a penis. So I'm going to put a big dick on it. Like, that's wild.
She said a reproductive organ she considers worthy of honor and reverence.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, what a size
Do you
queen.
believe the penis should have its own holiday when its importance as a tool of pleasure could be celebrated by all? Wow.
Damn,
This
she
woman
was
loved dick.
right. She's the fucking goat. Rest in peace to the throat goat.
Katerina or Dunya. Shout out. Salute to you.
You have a picture of what this woman used to look like? Like, what's the deal?
How old is she?
Yeah, she died too young. However old she is, she went too soon. She needs to proselytize to her fellow ladies. My story, bit weird. Wife buys sex doll to satisfy husband's high sex drive when she's not in the mood. He is 23. She is 28. And she introduced him to a blonde-haired doll named Dee while looking for ways to spice up things in the bedroom. Thoughts of where this is before I make my rude comment?
This is America, right? This is America, right? This is somewhere here, right? Because it just...
It's a sex doll?
Yeah, sex doll. They have an OnlyFans. They have an OnlyFans.
This seems like some California shit.
Mississippi.
That's a good guess. It appears to be Britain. Which also makes a lot of sense. So you can click on the image. I have to tell you, part of me thinks that the doll's better looking than the wife.
They look the same, honestly. What the fuck?
Sometimes they have threesomes, but she didn't want to get too jealous. So
they all look the same. All three of them. Keep it at 100. Like, what the fuck is going on in this fucking relationship?
Yeah, it's a bit weird. Oh
man,
the doll's got her.
You know what?
Boobs,
she probably did that on purpose, right?
Oh yeah,
she probably bought him a sex doll that looked like her on purpose, right?
Yeah.
Because like if you buy a sex doll that looks like someone else, and he gets like really into fucking that doll, he might try to go find somebody, a real girl. That looks like.
Nah, any nigga fucking a doll is not looking for a real girl as a replacement. Like that's not how that works. It's like, no. You got D the doll ready, willing, and hopefully recently washed and able. So she's good to go. Like you don't have to have a conversation with nobody.
Disturbing.
It is.
I wouldn't take the picture.
Nah, I mean like the two of y'all take it. Like you're not gonna put me in some magazine like looking crazy. While looking for ways to spice up their spice things up in the bedroom, the couple who runs an OnlyFans page and make over 70,000 euros a month, Jesus Christ, has discussed exploring group sex. However, Char was unsure of the idea and worried she might get jealous. So she fucking bought his ass a rag doll. She spent 1.5k euros to get this thing, and now considers it the best decision they've ever made. Char previously worked in end of life care, and Caleb was employed as an alloy painter, with the pair first trying out adult only sites after introducing D into their sex life.
Who pays to watch these niggas?
A lot of people.
A lot of money.
If you're gonna pay for porn, if I'm gonna pay for porn, first of all, don't pay for porn. It's ubiquitous, okay?
It's
but
everywhere.
If you are going to pay for porn, do not pay for a guy fucking a doll, because you're essentially just paying to watch a guy masturbate. Unless that's your thing,
that's your kink.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine that that's anybody's thing. If you want to watch a guy masturbate, just go watch a guy masturbate. Don't watch a guy fuck inanimate objects.
No, I think people want to see that. That's what people want to see.
Yo, they like necrophilia.
I feel like it's one. Yes. I feel like it's
like that's fucking disgusting.
I mean, it's one step from that. I mean, Cosbyism, if you will.
Is that a step or a fucking like a shuffle?
Like a two step.
No,
it's like a two step. Like go a little bit forward, you come back. You know,
I don't like that. I don't like it.
No, I'm not. I don't like the idea of having sex with an inanimate object. It's not for me. Two, just a fucking starfish. You're just laying there, just dead to the world. Like, no, thank you. Like, that's
again, like that's a weird fetish to have, to just fuck something that's not moving. Like,
yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. But I started listening to a podcast this past week called Inside OnlyFans, and it's just hosted by two chicks who have an OnlyFans account, and they bring on other women, other people who have OnlyFans accounts. Yo, the amount of money these people make is absolutely insane. It is insane how much they make. I mean, they're talking 70,000 a month. God damn. Look, this one I saw, this lady was like, she makes 7 figures a year. I'm like, 7 figures? I told
you that fucking, that Catch Me Outside chick made $52 million in a year.
That's crazy.
Well, everyone who gave that woman money needs to be put on a list, because
yeah.
Like, she was smart about it. I don't know who's handling her business, but like the day she turned 18, she turned on her OnlyFans account. A year later, $52 million to $52 million a year, and $52 million later.
Yo, that's $1 million a week,
and it's not even like she's naked.
Really?
Yeah, she's just like in like bathing suits and shit. Apparently.
Wow, that's
like,
crazy.
What?
No. I like if I'm gonna watch porn, I'm not watching you walk around in regular clothes. I can look at that shit on Instagram. Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Also, I'm not paying you. I'm not paying
right.
you. Like, no.
Yeah, but dudes are creeps like that. They did that for the Olsen twins. I remember that countdown people
had. Yeah. Also, like and yeah, like that's gross. Also, yeah, the Olsen twins, like they look like two crackheads. Like they do. They did. I think they're better now. Like, you know, they were fucked up. Like they did a lot of drugs and shit. But like they're doing better now. Like their youngest sister is like fucking balling. She's fucking superstar. But yeah, it's I don't get that. Like, nah, go to prison. Go to prison. All right, let's get into trailers this week because we got a lot of them. First up, The Samaritan. This looks good.
All right. All right. I get it.
Yo, it's been over 4 seconds, yo.
I get it.
Oh, have you not? Did you not watch it?
Yeah, I watched. I'll tell you when I watched it when I found out that he's a superhero. And it's just like, all right, I get it. It's a dad movie with superheroes and an old man. All right, whatever.
Yeah,
That part right there, I'm like, all right. When he threw the kids away, and I'm just, all right, I get it.
I was like, oh,
All
he's a
right,
superhero. And then I saw him in a steel costume. I was like, oh, so okay.
Yeah, this looks really
Right.
good, guys. Right? You're hyped for this?
Nah.
There he
I'm
is.
Yeah, I was like, I'm done. Click.
Yeah, this does not appeal to me. Like I'm not gonna watch that. I'm not gonna watch it. Like I'm good. What's the next movie up? Somebody in the docket.
The next
Not
movie
Okay.
up is Not Okay. It's a satirical black comedy film written and directed by Quinn Shepard, starring Zoe Dutch, Dylan O'Brien, Mia Isaac, and Elizabeth Davids. All right, yeah, I get it.
This actually looks interesting to me. So
It took a turn.
yeah, I like.
Like,
Did you finish
turn, I'm
watching
like,
the
oh, wow.
trailer, Micah?
I did watch the trailer. I'm not going to watch this movie. This movie,
It comes out
this
tomorrow.
woman, this character would annoy the shit out of me.
Of course.
And and I know that's kind of the point. And my point is, I am practicing self care. I'm not going to. No.
So the premise of Not Okay for others is that this woman wants to like kind of be famous, and so she's like she fakes a trip to France where she takes all these images and photoshops them and everything else, and then she starts getting a little bit popular, and then she wakes up the next day and there's been like massive bombings in France, and so she then has to like pretend that she's safe and like she makes it home and everything else, and there's sort of the plight of like trying to get famous on social media, because then she starts like going on talk shows and shit like that and trying to lie her way through this whole thing, and it's sort of a cautionary tale about sort of faking shit online. No, I like the premise. I think it's interesting.
Yeah, I was almost about to turn the shit off, and then I'm like, oh wow, okay, didn't expect that. Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, and then Micah disappeared again
tomorrow.
Micah,
God damn it!
you dumb bastard. Terrence, what's the next trailer?
The next movie is Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves.
All right.
I don't think I watched the trailer because I just don't care.
Yeah, I figured this was I figured this one was not for you.
No, not it.
Look, I am more than okay with this. I think this actually looks pretty fun. Dungeons and Dragons is not. I never played D&D, but I've seen it played on Stranger Things, and I have friends who still play D&D. But I have seen the original Dungeons and Dragons movie with Jeremy Irons, and it was fucking terrible. So this looks a lot better, but it looks like it could be fun.
Reggaeton Page is in this too.
Yes, he is, alongside Chris Pine. It was funny. This came out, and the trailer, I swear, had been out maybe 25 minutes, and I received a message from Carrie saying, I would like tickets to this screener if you get them. I'm the only one who plays D&D. Fuck everybody else. I want these tickets. I was like, they're yours. Like, relax. They're yours. It's okay. I will happily watch this when it comes to streaming. I am not going to see this in theaters. But I think it looks fun.
Same. I think this is. I think it. When I saw it, I was like, "Oh, fucking Dungeons and Dragons! Who gives a shit?" Right? And then I saw the tone that the trailer, that the movie is supposed to be. Given the trailer, I'm like, "All right, this seems kind of cute. Seems kind of like light." I think Chris Pine will be very good. I think this role for Michelle Rodriguez playing the barbarian is good for her.
Right.
And Hugh Grant as a rogue, yeah, of course, right?
Yeah, like I don't think the cast is bad. Like it actually looks like they're having a decent amount of fun.
Yeah, so I'll watch it.
A little magic missile going on there. What's up next?
Sandman.
All right,
the Netflix show based on the Neil Gaiman books.
Yeah, this is the first full look at Sandman. Look, I have to be honest. I didn't really give a shit at first. Like I was interested, but like not like super interested. This trailer does a lot like to garner my interest, I think. I never read the comic, but it certainly kind of makes me want to. I think it looks interesting. I think it looks really good. And I like Neil Gaiman's work, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's great. Hopefully Netflix actually nails the adaptation properly.
Yeah, I've always wanted to read it. I just never got around to doing it. And I will watch this, and if I enjoy this, then I'll go back and read it. I know everyone who reads it says that it's just amazing. And my favorite book is American Gods. So yeah, I'll give it a shot.
All right. Terrence, what do you think?
It looks cool. It looks cool, but it didn't really pique my interest, honestly. I was like, all right. I did see a lot of people like couldn't wait for it though. So.
Well, let's see. It's on Netflix, so if it's good, we will tell you, and then you can turn it on. This is worth your time. Like
background.
I've got laundry to do, so you never know. What's up next?
She-Hulk
next
trilogy.
is She-Hulk.
All right. This is the very much updated She-Hulk trailer. So let's take a look.
So yeah, the CGI looks better, a lot better from what it was previously. And I like the tone that this trailer is giving for the show. Again, it feels different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and it's got fourth wall breaking, which is like a thing for you, right? You love a good fourth wall break.
I do.
Simple
minds, simple pleasures.
And yeah, I'm digging it.
Yeah, I think it looks fun.
It looks cool. It looks fun. Yeah, like you said. I when is it? Next week?
Yeah,
no,
next August 5th.
Yeah, it's early August. The funny thing is, I see
17th.
a num. What's that?
Okay.
17th, August 17th.
Like I see a number of people saying, the CGI still doesn't look amazing and everything else, and I'm like, yeah, like just keep in mind, dude, this is a TV show, right? Like you gotta balance the idea of television programming versus a massive budget movie. But like, I like it. I think the goal of this is not so much to be a big CGI fest as much as it's supposed to be a funny take on a legal sort of drama. And I like that. Like that's what that character is.
Also, here's the thing with the CGI. You are conditioned. You have been conditioned to see the Hulk. So you know what he looks like. You have been conditioned to see Abomination, so you kind of know what Abomination looks like, and they look like otherworldly. The problem with She-Hulk is that she doesn't look otherworldly enough,
right?
And the uncanny valley thing is really hitting, right? Like yeah, that looks like Mark Ruffalo, but it looks like Mark Ruffalo like with like a huge jaw and a big fat head, and Abomination looks like Abomination, right? But this but this looks like Tatiana Maslany, but like not, and that's always gonna kind of, until you get used to it,
right?
It's always gonna look off. And then you get Daredevil in the end.
Yeah, that was a smart money move, right? Like just in case you're thinking about, not watching this, like you're gonna watch it,
guys. Just in case you're a dude and you're thinking about not watching it.
I quite literally.
That's bizarre.
Like I just
really weird.
I will never understand that. This is not about a man. Like, are you 6? Like, what's fucking wrong with you? Who gives a fuck? Like, I just watch quality television. I don't give a shit who the stars are, like, or the gender of the stars. What's up next?
Shazam! Shazam! Upcoming American superhero film based on the character Shazam,
I hate you so much.
Comes out December 21st. Look, I don't know if I'm going to watch this. I will try to watch the first one, but I did not watch the first one because I don't really give a shit about Shazam. So I don't want to be lost in the sequel. So this is probably going to be a no for me.
Yeah, look, the first one's fun. It's very much a kids movie. This looks, more of that. Yeah. Like this actually doesn't look as it in a way it kind of looks almost cheesier than the first one.
Okay, so I'm not tripping.
No.
Because I was watching this, I'm like, I like the first one. This does nothing for me.
It looks cheesier. But I think that's kind of their goal is they're just trying to make it more kid-centric. And I think that would be totally fine. And this kind of goes back to our earlier conversation. I think it would be totally fine if you didn't have the Justice League being so self-serious. You know what I mean? Like, not that Superman needs to act like Shazam. Like, that's obviously that doesn't need to happen. But, or certainly not Batman. But, like, if it didn't feel so hyper serious all the time and drab, like, then you compare it to this and you're like, wow, this is like a very fucking different tone. But this is it's Christmas time. This is aiming right at kids and toy sales and stuff like that. I'm not mad at it, but it definitely feels a little bit cheesier than the original.
Let me ask you something. Is as we all know, the hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change.
Obviously.
Does the change begin? Right, like
no, like not gonna work.
The trailers for Black Adam seem super serious, and this seems like a rollicking good time. And I'm really trying to see how those two mesh, because they have to, right? They have to. This movie that we're looking at has a bunch of people with lightning on their chest, and then the movie that comes out in October stars the guy with lightning on his chest. Like, are we just not going to mention it at all? Like, are these just the two of these movies are just never going to meet? No, that doesn't make sense, right? I
mean, they sort of mentioned him at the end of the first one, right? Like, they all go to sit down on the thrones, and they're like, "Oh, there's one throne remaining. Like, who is that for?" And it was like, "That's obviously Black Adam's." I don't know. I don't know how they're going to blend this. Like, well, I do like fucking self-serious bullshit with this. Like, I don't know. Like, either this movie has to become more serious, or that movie, Black Adam, has to be a lot less serious. Which, much like getting smaller, The Rock's not slimming down. Like, that's not happening.
Maybe that's the joke, right? So maybe they won't fight, right? Like, maybe they'll work together because nobody knows, because the Black Adam's a hero, I guess.
I guess.
And maybe that's the dichotomy, right? Like this goofy kid in a Tom Hanks Biggs body versus like this self-serious former slave who had a son who died. He had a son who died for him. It was a slave. Like, you're a terrible father, Black. You're a terrible father. Let your son die for you.
Yeah, but like, in fairness to him, like, he was a slave. Like, what was he supposed to do?
A slave.
I was a slave. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, some dynamics gotta change, and I don't know what that dynamic is. But like, shit is a little too serious, man. It's getting a little too serious over at the Black Adam zone. So we'll see. Can't wait to find out.
Within like 3 months of each other, right? When does Black Adam come out?
October.
Yeah,
and this is December.
Yeah,
okay. Cool.
It's got to reference something that happens in Black Adam, right?
It has to, right?
Like, it has to,
right?
Like
The Rock's got to show up and just be like, I want to fight. Well, I don't. Well, I do.
Like, why?
Like, fuck, what is wrong with you, nigga? Like, relax.
Like, I don't even understand Black Adam's like motivation. Like, okay, he was killed, or his son was killed, and I was a slave. Like, I got all that, and then you get like, I got slave lightning or whatever powers, and but then he's just like, all right, I'm back, and then he's just like, I'm gonna kill everyone on the entire planet. Why? What did they do? Like, he's like, I'm mad. I'm just mad.
That's going to be some secret organization.
Oh God, right. You're probably right.
Like Assassin's Creed. Because fuck it.
I mean, look, Mike and I already guessed the plot for Kraven, so you're probably not wrong. He'll probably be a hunter of men. Interesting. And protect the animals. Interesting. So you know what? I don't think you're that far off, Terrence. I really don't. I don't know. I don't know who the guys in the like space bikes are, but like they're probably some sort of Illuminati type fucking alien force, and Black Adam is forced to help Dr. Fate. So I don't know. Black Adam. Like. No, it's gonna be terrible, but it's gonna make fucking $1 billion. I guarantee you it will.
And he's gonna say, "Well, we made this one for the fans." That's what you do when you're critically panned.
Yes,
but you make a lot of money.
Right.
Well, we did this one for the fans.
Yeah. But yeah, we got it, Rocky. We got it. Your movie was fucking trash. Yeah, we know. we been new. And last but certainly not least, the Wakanda Forever trailer. No audio. Don't worry. You won't have to cry because the music is that fucking well done in this. Look, man. This looks phenomenal. Like, for all the shit that has plagued this production with COVID and everything else, this looks phenomenal. It really does. Yeah, it just looks really good. And it also makes me sad, obviously, for, Chadwick Boseman passing. But I'm not sure they could have cut a trailer that was more perfectly done to play homage to him. I really don't. Because, like, the trailer in the movie isn't just an homage to the character being lost. It's quite literally an homage to the actor.
Right.
So, yeah, I just think it looks wonderful. And just the cinematography looks fucking nuts. Like this scene specifically that we're watching. So, yeah. I mean, not that I needed to say this for any of us, but like, yeah, we're all in for this.
Yeah. I'm really happy.
I showed this to my wife, and she came down after she watched it, and she said, I never really got why you guys like talk about trailers and dissect trailers and stuff and just watch them over and over again. But now I get it.
Yeah.
Because she just watched this over and over again, trying to pick stuff apart, and she don't know what she's looking at, right? She don't know what she's looking at. Right. But she was so moved by the music and seeing the actors that she recognizes, and she was a big Chadwick Boseman fan, and yeah, this is an expertly cut trailer. And I really wish that this was the only trailer that we ever got for this movie.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
Yeah. This is it. If you're not in now, you weren't going to be in. I think this looks amazing. It sounds amazing. It looks a lot better than the first movie. Just in this trailer, you can tell the cinematography looks better.
Yeah. And so apparently it's the same cinematographer, I believe, who did Loki season 1, which is a good thing because that had some really great moments too.
Jesus Christ! Look at us. Look at us. I love these are the us that I love.
For real.
For real. Not some of you other butthurt ass niggas who say that this is Marvel just capitalizing on black pain and
like what are they supposed to do? They're supposed to would you be happy if they just recast him and then pretend like that shit didn't happen? No, you wouldn't. You can complain about that too.
Let these people mourn their friend.
Their friend died.
Honor their friend. let these people honor their friend in the way that they want to honor their friend. Don't worry. First of all, it's called the multiverse saga, right? And we've seen variants, and you're going to get your black male super. You're going to be able to, don't worry, guys, you're going to be able to watch a black man in a skin tight black outfit jump and prance around for you to your heart's content. Don't worry. Be happy. Everything's going to be all right. Okay. But let these people mourn their friend. And this, I mean, I don't know where to begin, right? Like we've got Ironheart, which is amazing, right? And we're going to be able to see her in this before her show.
Right.
I'm excited to go back into this world.
Yeah.
Because it makes it like, the sad thing is Chadwick Boseman dying kind of is forcing Marvel and Joe Robert Cole and Ryan Coogler to actually flesh out the world in which that Wakanda's in, right? Like every other film kind of takes place in some undescript city, except for like the end of Shang-Chi, right? Like that had a very unique feel to it. And this has a very unique feel to it. And I'm excited for this, man. Yeah. I'm super excited for it. Namor looks amazing. Look, I've always said that Namor looks, he's drawn kind of like Asian, but like kind of like Yellow Peril Asian a little bit. Like, ooh, all right. Like let's tone it down a bit. Like having him be like Mesoamerican is a stroke of genius.
Yeah,
I mean, I say that word, but I think it's.
I mean, that scene alone with that headdress is fucking impressive, man. Holy shit. Yeah,
man. Like it's something that you just don't see on. It's something you just don't see. Period. Right.
Right.
Like unless you are specifically tuning in to see like a history documentary on it. Right. Like it's not something that you see. So that's fucking dope, man. I'm super curious to see how Namor will be portrayed, because Namor, he's a dick, right? But he's not going to be, I don't think he's going to be full on villain, right? Like, I don't think he's going to be full on villain. Like, I think Ryan Coogler and Joe Robert Cole know that casting Tenoch Huerta is a big deal, and they're not just going to have him be some fucking random ass antagonist.
No, and he's going to stick around in that universe.
Absolutely. Oh, he has to. He
got a white woman to fuck.
In November, he's got to make a cuck of Reed Richards.
Yeah, that's you got him right.
If this dude don't cuck Reed Richards, something's wrong. Okay. Yeah. Look, I have no idea who's in that Black Panther suit, right? Like the knee jerk reaction is Shuri. It could be Nakia, right? Like she has actual like combat experience.
Yep.
It could be a variant T'Challa, right? Because we're in the multiverse. It could be, or it could be anyone.
Could be Okoye.
And
that's been my. That to me is the best choice. I think it's the best choice, but
I think it's the choice that makes sense. But I think it's also the safe choice. You know what I mean?
I mean, Shuri is the safe choice. Like that's just in the comics. Like,
right. But I figure,
she crazy in real life.
Most people watching this thing. I mean, right? Like you heard what she said. My entire family is gone. My entire family.
It's like
everybody keeps harping on that. Like, wait a minute, you still got a daughter left, right? Where's she?
She's like, who?
She's like, what?
Huh?
Oh. Okay.
I don't remember her.
Did she just like leave? Did she?
I mean, look, there's talk that they wanted, like, she wants kind of out of her contract to be done with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So that was the talk. So maybe at the end of this movie, like that's a wrap. Like Shuri doesn't make it. Like I don't know. I'm not wishing that shit. Like, here's the thing. This is of course reignited the recast T'Challa or put Killmonger as the Black Panther. One, recasting T'Challa, not going to happen. Stop making T-shirts and hashtags over it. They already said they're not going to do it. Let it go. Just let it go.
They already made the movie.
And if
they already made the movie.
If they
officially let it go.
If they were to recast him, who? Because you wouldn't be satisfied with who they recast him with.
No, you wouldn't be. Like,
you wouldn't be. So shut the fuck up.
Right. And it's look, I'm sure that Marvel, strategically thought about does this make sense? Trying to replace him, this phenomenal actor, trying to replace him with just anybody, right? This is not just any role, right? This role really matters. Yeah. So they got to nail it. And they nailed it the first time. And it's going to be a little rough for them to recast. And, and also trying to pay respect to that guy, right? Because you don't want to feel like, here, this guy died, and then you're just like, all right, we just moved on. That feels fucked up. From a human perspective, not from a just movie cinematic perspective. Because guess what? If you did recast him, then this movie would go on with no conversation about T'Challa at all. No conversation about Chadwick Boseman at all. That feels a bit weird, right? You have to also respect the fact, like Micah said, they're saying goodbye to their friend. I saw a quote from Lupita Nyong'o who said that, on the call sheet, they leave number 1 blank because that's Chadwick's number, right? Even in this movie, they never filled in that line. They miss their friend. You're worried about a fucking comic book movie over a human being. That says more about you than it ever says anything about Marvel. So that's just a side. The other part is the Killmonger idea is dumb. It's dumb.
It is, Joe.
It's a dumb idea. And it's not just dumb we understand that he's dead. You can bring people back. Nigga, we just watched a movie that they brought people back from the dead. Whatever. That doesn't matter. What's dumb is what you like about Killmonger, the burn it all, he's a fucking badass, he'll kill anybody, revolutionary, hotep shit. All that you like about him would have to literally change in order for him to be Black Panther. All of it would change. Right. He couldn't be that same type of character. He would quite literally have to be more like Chadwick Boseman, who you said, that Black Panther is so weak compared to Killmonger. Yeah, because he has to give a fuck about people, care about his nation. That's the whole point. You like the reckless villain, but the villain can't be the hero. That's he's a great villain. But if you brought him back, he wouldn't be that character. He just wouldn't be that character. So what the fuck would be the point? So again, you're talking about something, you're just saying it without thinking anything narratively about it. Just bring him back, just bring him back, just bring him back. Okay, but how does that make sense? It doesn't.
It's the same thing with the Thor and the goats, right? People do love but he hard though, yo. But he hard though. But the goats were goats for the win. Yeah. Nigga, Terrence, somebody literally said that as we were walking out. With the screeners, they have the people say, so what did you think of the movie? Somebody literally said, goats for the win for that fucking movie.
I haven't seen that movie yet. No.
It's fine. It's fine. I liked it more than Jay, but if you haven't seen it by now, just wait for Disney 30 days.
Yeah. I don't think it is 30 days.
I did see that goat. I did see there was some goats in it. Yeah, I saw a scene with goats, and I'm like, this looks like it's not funny.
Well, it's a joke that gets ground into the ground. It just
it isn't funny.
No, okay. It's not, and it's just all right, it was funny the first time. It might even it's the law of threes, right? It's funny the first time. It's pretty funny the second time. Okay, it's pretty funny the third time. But then when you hit the fourth time, you're like, all right, we got it. We got it. 3 times would have been more than enough.
You know how comedy is. Something's funny.
Yeah, I just said that. You took your headphones off.
Until it is again. No, you said the first time is funny, and then the second time is kind of funny, and then the third time is kind of funny. That's not how that works. First time is funny. Second time is not funny. Third time is funny again.
Anyway.
See, that's how you know I got him.
No, I was no. You know what I was gonna do?
Speechless.
No, you know what I was gonna do? I was gonna tell it again, so then it would be a meta joke, but I'm not going to. So So yeah, I don't
look,
think the Killmonger thing makes any sense at all. So like, I think it's likely going to be Shuri, but the weird thing of like, it's got to be a man, right? Like this argument is very weird to me. Like quite literally in the comic books, it's not. Like, so who cares? Who gives a fuck? Just be a badass.
I think that I am more convinced now than ever that Latveria will be a presence in this movie.
Yes.
And in Black Panther Dark Reign, Namor and Black Panther Dark Reign leads into Doom War, and in Dark Reign, T'Challa and gets invited to the Cabal by Namor, and he's like, "Nah, y'all evil, like fuck y'all." And Doctor Doom, who is also in the Cabal, is like, "Oh well, fuck you then, bitch," and then he beats the shit out of Black Panther. So Shuri takes over as Black Panther, right? And then in Doom War, there has been like a separatist movement. It's kind of like a Make Wakanda Great Again sect of Wakandans, and they start to kind of basically, and they start to
Killmonger
feud,
back,
and they're having a mini civil war, and Doctor Doom is like, oh, unrest. Let me convince Namor to go and flood Wakanda, and then I can come in and just steal all their vibranium, right? And I think they are pulling some elements from those two stories. Look, those commandos, I think they are Latvian. I don't necessarily think Dr. Doom sent them, right? Like, I don't think you'll see Dr. Doom, but I do think you'll see like a Lucia von Bardas. I think she will be the one that kind of sends in those troops to kind of get whatever technology, because those commandos they got their guns pointed at black people, because like that's their default position, like guns, blacks. Fucking let's fucking shoot them. Right. But no, they're invading some sort of Wakandan center, and I think that Latveria will play Wakanda and Atlantis against each other. Anyway, I'm just saying this to say that Doom is coming, y'all. We've been on this ride for a very, very long time. But we're almost there. We're almost there. Hang in, hang on. Okay, folks, hang on with me. You and I, we are going on this journey together. And all of you are welcome. All of you are welcome. I'm not like one of those gatekeeping nerds that's just like, well, I've been a Dr. Doom fan forever. You can't be one because you don't know when he debuted and this, that, and the other. Like, no, fuck that.
Name three songs. Name three songs.
Right, exactly. Name 3 issues. Name 3 issues that don't contain the Fantastic Four. Like, nah. Come on, come over to our side. Come, we want you. You don't want to see Reed Richards dancing all up in the videos and shit.
I knew that was coming. I knew it was coming.
Come over to Latveria.
Come on over to Latveria. Fucking hilarious. I knew, the first time you said, come on over, I was like, all right, here we go. That's some Suge Knight bullshit. Here we go. You fucking asshole. Well timed. Look, I think, all in all, man, I think it looks really impressive. I don't think people are going to, like I sort of alluded to earlier, I think for all the bullshit that people talk about, who's going to be the Black Panther and what's going to happen and all this other stuff, I think when push comes to shove and people see whoever it is, this is the Black Panther, kicking ass on screen, all that shit gets silenced. Like, people are not going to give a fuck. The vast majority of people don't care. Like, I was trying to explain that to a buddy of mine. He was like, fans may not like this and fans aren't going to see this if a woman is Black Panther. I was like, one, you're wrong. I was like, you're incredibly wrong. 2, the first movie there's a lot of women in the first movie. Like, I don't know if people really notice that. Like, it's a pretty woman-centric film, actually, when you go back and watch it. But 2, most people are casual fans. They don't give a fuck. They don't care, dude. They're just like, is she a badass in a suit? All right, that's it. That's all they care about. They don't give a fuck. So I don't know why people are so invested in this idea that like this movie won't do good just because Chadwick Boseman or a black man is not the lead. I think that's a very incorrect assumption.
Yeah, movie doesn't make $1 billion off the backs of just the fans. Doesn't work like that.
No. Way to go, Micah.
Nothing works like that.
Right.
You know what else? You know what other movie made $1 billion? You know what other movie made $1 billion?
Captain Marvel. Right.
And that movie is not as good. It's just not.
Yeah.
It's
not as good. But guess what? Guess who it stars? Guess who it stars? A woman being a superhero.
Yo, it's Marvel movies sell Marvel movies. That's what sells them.
Yeah.
Like,
it starred a woman that white dudes didn't like.
And it still made $1 billion.
And it still made $1 billion. So shut up. Like,
they made 100 million goddamn bullshit videos about that woman saying, I would like to have women and women of color interview me. And they were like, she hates white men. And they lost their fucking minds. And it still made over $1 billion. Yeah. This movie will be fine. And look, there's a decent chance it makes more than the first one from the perspective of people want to see how they pay homage to Boseman. I could totally see that being an impetus for that. So also Latin folks going to come big for this. So good. I mean, Asian folks got kind of robbed because of the pandemic, with Shang-Chi. But no, I think Latin folks are going to come big for this one. So that's great. All right, that is it for trailers and it for this week. Micah is a black box.
I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't give a shit anymore. We're getting ready to end. Fuck it.
You dummy.
$600 camera. $600 camera just fucking can't stay on. All right, fuck you, camera.
All right, that's it. That's it for us. We will see you guys next week.
See ya.
Easy.